Trust, I'm in the market. Trust, didn't you before? Trust, that's not good enough. Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ships. Why is the all? Long been out, common rudder and a lot of. No doubt, man. Father, eh? Long been out, rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, rudder and a lot of ship. The all? Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ship. The all? Long been out, rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, rudder and a lot of ship. The all? Welcome aboard the Black Pearl.
We're taking over the ship. Two of us. Two of us. Two of us. Welcome aboard. Two of us. Two of us. Two of us. We're taking over the ship. Two of us. Two of us. Two of us. Welcome aboard. Two of us. Two of us. Two of us. I'm off! Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, common rudder and a lot of.
No doubt, man. Father, eh?
Long been out, rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, rudder and a lot of. Our hope is restored. Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ship. Why is the all? Long been out, common rudder and a lot of ship. The all?
You're here. Run up on me, it's fine.
Ship. Why is the all?
Run up on me, it's fine.
Ship. The all?
Pirate.
Good afternoon. Tonight, I would like to play some new tracks for you. This is, of course, Nick Burtke, aka Pogo, or whatever pompous title you wish to give me. Tonight, I wish to be playing Dynamo. I'm going to be playing some new findings from Homestar Runatron. I have some tracks from Shine. I have tracks from Geesh. I have some tracks from Jules Kenedvich. And I also have some words from Orson Welles and Julia Gillard, believe it or not. And we have a track from P. Sus and some stuff from Riverman. However, to start this stream off tonight, if you have just joined us, I would like to begin with Dynamo. This is Evolution of PC Games. He recently completed this for the Polygon Studio, and he is now crediting himself as reverse engineers. But rest assured, this is a Dynamo track. Enjoy.
Is there something wrong with your hearing?
mileage. Some say that. Some say that Diablo.
Well done, Dynamo. Yes, well done, Dynamo. However, we have some competition. This is Homestar Runatron. This is called Hey Arnold Remix.
This reminds me of a song I know. We can hear the voices seem to say, you seem to stall in my heart. As we sing our long song on the way, on moonlight say, on moonlight say, as we sing our moonlight song on moonlit day. We were sailing along on moonlight day. I enjoy sailing along with you guys. Tell me, baby, don't matter. Oh, good. Not nearly so much as I enjoy sailing along with you. 'Cause if you like it, alright, on this moonlit day, sweetie. Oh, that's actually all that. Let me get to the story. Little Olga, baby sister. 'Cause if you it's alright. We were sailing along on moonlight day.
Hey Arnold Remix. Composed very intricately by Homestar Runatron. Now we cross live to Shine. Well, not live per se. This is her track, That Tree. She uploaded this to SoundCloud not too long ago. Check it out. And that was That Tree by Shine. Shine says in the public chat that she actually made the track a long time ago, so I am sorry, Shine. Please forgive me. It's time for a newscast. This was recorded in the 70s, I believe, and it was very rudely interrupted by Spike Milligan, the comedian at the time. It is quite amusing to hear because Spike he was not intended to be on air at the time, and here he is interrupting a live newscast.
The news in brief. The Prime Minister, Mr McMahon, arrived back in Australia today after his overseas tour. He told newsmen at Sydney Airport that he could not have had more valuable discussions with both President Nixon and the British Prime Minister, Mr Heath.
What about Spike Milligan?
But he refused to give details of the discussions before he had spoken in the House.
What about Spike Milligan?
Mr McMahon also refused to comment when asked about criticism of him by two former ministers, Mr Gorton and Mr Killen.
And Spike Milligan?
The Prime Minister was met at the airport by his two children and members of the Cabinet, including the Treasurer, Mr Snedden, and Spike Milligan. The authorities in Dhaka, the capital of East Pakistan, arrested nearly 140 people yesterday in a house-to-house search for terrorists. 4 people, said to be Bengali rebels, were killed when they were attempted to shoot their way out through a cordon of troops. A government spokesman said the search was for Bengali terrorists who had been harassing the authorities with bombing and shooting incidents almost every day. The editors of Jane's weapons system say the Soviet Union has relied increasingly on its own technology to overtake and in some cases surpass the West in weapons development. In their foreword to the 1971-72 edition of Jane's weapons systems, the editors say pressure for cuts in defense spending in some Western countries is at least partly responsible for the improved Soviet position.
What position is that?
Australia's national international airline Qantas has been awarded a trophy by the British Guild of Air Pilots and Navigators for its safety record.
And 33 crashes.
Qantas is the second Australian airline to win the Cumberbatch Trophy. TAA won it in 1958. The Australian Post Office is doing good business in the United States.
What?
An agent for the Post Office in New York says sales of stamps to collectors could bring in $200,000 in the first year of business. A crowd of more than 1,500 friends and relatives was on the dock at Garden Island to welcome home the 450 troops who arrived back from Vietnam aboard the HMAS Sydney this morning. The soldiers will begin a march through the streets of Sydney with contingents of sailors and airmen in a little under half an hour. The South Australian Attorney General, Mr King, has warned that people in the state who stock or sell a New South Wales publication, Searchlight, run the risk of prosecution. Mr King said the 3 issues of the publication that he had seen were obviously very offensive to a great many people. Mr King was speaking in the South Australian Parliament.
Well, there was nobody listening.
A man whose son died after he hit him was sentenced to 4 years' jail in Sydney Court of Sessions this morning. James Patrick Michael Healy, 36, a printer, was found guilty by a jury of the manslaughter of his son. More news in 1 hour.
You'll never make it.
This is Exceedingly Good Apple Pies by Joshua Kershaw, a.k.a. Geesh.
Said Mr. Kipling, have I gone too far? Not as far, said I, as I am taking these exceedingly good new apple pies.
No. Oh, is it all you need are my new hot-baked bread twists?
Now available in sugar-free gum.
Discover it. Discover it. Discover it. Discover it. Discover it. Discover it.
Pizzas.
One must also have tasted.
Raspberry cooking sauce that probably the finest in the world. Natural, everyone wants.
Give them a twist.
Amazed? Raspberry cooking sauce that probably the finest in the world. Natural, everyone wants.
Give them a twist.
amazed? They're
They taste so good. Delicious. Really crispy. So delicious.
Spice it up a bit.
So light. So smooth.
fresh from the lavender fields.
Now available in sugar-free gum. Delicious. Really crispy. So delicious.
The Prime Minister of Australia, Julia Gillard, has recently released a viral video advert for her upcoming Google Hangout. It proceeds as follows.
Hello Australia. On July 21, I'm going to be answering your questions at a Google Hangout. You can watch online. I hope you'll join me and I hope you'll ask a question.
Ah, I feel like I'm right there at the funeral. This is Get It by Shine. That was by Shine. It was a track called Get It. It's now time to listen to a track by Jules Kenedvich. This is called No Prince for Me, the Rainbow remix. You can find this on YouTube. That was a Snow White remix by Jules Kenedvich on YouTube called No Prince for Me, the Rainbow Mix. Lovely. I've been sure to add that to my favourites. Now it's time to listen to some Shima 33 for the first time. This is his track called Way to Wonder. That was Way to Wonder by Shima33. For those of you joining us, listening to all of this remix, mashup kind of music, some of you might be wondering, what the hell do we call this genre? Well, the technical definition is plunderphonics. Now, according to the Wikipedia, plunderphonics is a term coined by composer John Oswald in 1985. It has since been applied to any music made by taking one or more existing audio recordings and altering them in some way to make a new composition. Plunderphonics can be considered a form of sound collage. Although the concept of plunderphonics is seemingly broad, in practice there are many common themes used in what is normally called plunderphonic music. This includes heavy sampling of educational films of the 1950s, that's very specific, news reports, radio shows, or anything with trained vocal announcers. Oswald's contributions to this genre rarely used these materials, the exception being his rap-like 1975 track Power. So there you go. Apparently the track has been around since the genre has been around since the mid-70s. Here's another track from Shima33. This is called Definitely Orange. That track was called Definitely Orange by Shima33. It's time for something rather different, but still moderately entertaining. Some of you may be familiar with the feature film Citizen Kane. Well, it was directed and written by Orson Welles. It says here, Orson Welles was an American actor, director, writer, and producer. His first film was Citizen Kane in 1941, which he co-wrote, produced, directed, and starred in as Charles Foster Kane. It is often considered the greatest film ever made. Welles was always an outsider to the studio system and directed only 13 full-length films in his career. While he struggled for creative control in the face of studios, many of his films were heavily edited and others were left unreleased. So, from that read, it more or less sums up that Orson Welles was a creative genius, but he was also impossible to work with. And that's what we have in this recording. This is Orson Welles in a recording session for an advertisement company, and he is being very difficult indeed.
Can you emphasize a bit in July?
Why? That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. There's no known way of saying an English sentence in which you begin a sentence with in and emphasize it. Get me a jury and show me how you can say in July, and I'll go down on you. That's just idiotic, if you'll forgive me by saying so. That's just stupid. In July. I'd love to know how you emphasize in and in July. Impossible. Meaningless.
I think all they were thinking about was that they didn't want to...
He isn't thinking.
Wilson, can we just do one last...
Yeah?
And it was my fault. I said in July. If you can leave every July...
You didn't say it. He said it.
It's every July.
Your friend. Every July?
So after the show...
No, you don't really mean every July.
It is.
But that's bad copy. It's in July. Of course it's every July. Too much directing around here. Norway. Fish fingers, no. Findus, Norway. We know a certain fjord in Norway, near where the cod gather in great shoals. There, Jan Stangeland. Shit.
A fraction more on that shoals thing, because you roll it around very nicely.
Yeah, roll it around and I have no more time. You don't know what I'm up against. Because it's full of things that are only correct because they're grammatical, but they're tough on the ear. You see, this is a very wearying one. It's unpleasant to read. Unrewarding. Because Findus freeze the cod at sea and then add a crumb crisp coating. That's tough, crumb crisp coating. I think, no, because of the way it's written, you need to break it up, because it's not as conversationally written. What?
Take crumb out.
Take crumb out. Good. Here under protest is beef burgers. We know a little place in the American far west where Charlie Briggs chops up the finest prairie-fed beef and tastes... This is a lot of shit, you know that. You want one more? More on what, beef?
You missed the first beef, actually, completely.
What do you mean missed it?
You're emphasizing prairie-fed.
But you can't emphasize beef. That's like he's wanting me to emphasize in before July. Come on, fellas, you're losing your heads. I wouldn't direct any living actor like this in Shakespeare. Well, you do this. It's impossible.
Orson, you did 6 last year, and by far and away the best, and I know the reason...
The right reading for this is the one I'm giving it.
At the moment.
I spent 20 times more for you people than any other commercial I've ever made. You are such pests. Now, what is it you want?
No, I think...
In your depths of your ignorance, what is it you want? Whatever it is you want, I can't deliver because I just don't see it.
That was absolutely fine. It really was.
It isn't worth it. No money is worth it.
The famous recording of Orson Welles recording an advertisement for a peas produce company. It's time for some more Shima 33. Sorry to do this to you, buddy. This is called Boats in the Sky. Boats in the Sky by Shima33. It's time for some P. Sus. This is a track he released to his SoundCloud recently. According to P. Sus's Last FM page, he is a music producer located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. P. Sus uses a mixture of samples, synthesizers, sounds, and live instruments to create music for your soul and imagination. This is his track called Always Here. Always Here by Patrick Susoff, or alternatively known as P. Sus. This is called Sing-a-Boo. It was released by Shijun on SoundCloud very recently. Sing-a-Boo, a remix of Chords and Voices from Monsters Incorporated. Obviously the voice of the character Boo by Shijun. Let's go back to Shima33 now. This is his track called 1995. The 90s clap, who could forget that? That was 1995 by Shima33. Alright, let's move on to some Riverman now. This is called Brio Remix by Riverman. That was called Brio Remix. It was by Riverman. I see we have Geesh and Drake LePic in the chat. How are you doing, folks? It's now time for some more Riverman, believe it or not. This is called Stark. He calls it a possible work in progress. There you have it. That was called Stark, a possible work in progress by Riverman on his SoundCloud. All right, it's time for something a bit faster now. This is called, let me get my teeth in. This is a remix of Nothing to Lose by Henry Mancini. It's time for some more Patrick Suesoff, aka P-Sus. This is his remix of sounds that he recorded in his kitchen. It is entitled, appropriately, Kitschy.
Hello Australia. On July 21, I'm going to be answering your questions at a Google Hangout. You can watch online. I hope you'll join me and I hope you'll ask a question.
Absolutely, Gillard, thank you very much. I can only aspire to such creativity. This is called Aurora by Remix Luke.
No, Samson, there was something strange about that voice. Beautiful to be real. You hear that, Samson? Come on, let's find out.
That was Aurora by Remix Luke. Supper. William Rayner 2 asks, when's the website going to be, or he says, when's the website gonna be back up Pogo? Well, I presume at some near point in the future. I have my best man on the job. His name is Val. He's in France, actually, and he's very good at making websites. So naturally, you know, the best things in life take time to come around, or replace previous statement with far more intelligent phrase. Look, I tell you what, seeing as we were playing a bit of Julia Gillard, I found a remix here, by a remix of Julia Gillard's speech, and it's by an artist called Milky Bar Mongler.
I want to say, each and every one of you, keep the faith. Together we've kept the faith. Each and every one of you, keep the faith. So today, I want to say, you will be the focus of all of our efforts. Keeping the faith. You are back at centre stage, I can assure you. I thank each and every one of you for sticking together, sticking together. You will be the focus of all of our efforts, our focus. I thank each and every one of you for sticking together, sticking together. You are back at centre stage, I can assure you. I want to say, focused on ourselves. Our focus, keeping faith. I understand, focused on ourselves. Thank you. I want to say, focused on ourselves. Our focus, keeping faith. I understand, focused on ourselves. Thank you. So today, I want to say, I thank each and every one of you for sticking together, sticking together. You will be the focus of all of our efforts, our focus. I thank each and every one of you for sticking together, sticking together. You are back at centre stage, I can assure you. I want to say, focused on ourselves. Our focus, keeping faith. I understand, focused on ourselves. Thank you. I want to say, focused on ourselves. We've had a gut full. Our focus, I understand, focused on ourselves. Thank you.
There you have it, a rather half-assed remix of the Prime Minister of Australia, Julia Gillard. The artist name there is Milky Bar Mongler. I haven't been able to find him on Google anywhere, unfortunately. This is called Dazzling Diamonds by Remix Luke.
Cab driver I've ever seen.
Chip, who cares? Why didn't you tell me?
Gee, I don't know. I'd like to whisper sweet nothings. Words, words, not lovely. Ask me awful night. Words
lovely. For such a diamond, words not lovely. Ask me awful nice, words not lovely. Then he writes, thought get words not lovely. Ask me awful nice, words not lovely. For such a diamond, words not lovely. Ask me awful nice, words not lovely. Then he writes, thought get word.
Words, fuck it, get all words, fuck it. Sorry. Beautiful. That was a Dazzling Diamonds by Remix Luke. Now it's time for some more Remix Luke. Why not? This is called Skywalker Serenade. There we are. That's called Skywalker Serenade by Remix Luke. Lovely. I wonder what happened to that chap. He doesn't seem to make music anymore. This track is called Petal Plopper. It's by Anonymau5. There we go. That was a track by Anonymous5 called Petal Plopper, which to my understanding is a remix of his grandmother dying. It's time for a track called Tomorrow by Vanilla. Some lovely chill-out hip-hop from artist Vanilla with their track Tomorrow, who is a SoundCloud artist. Oh, that does sound good. Oh, God. Yes. Oh, it stopped. Oh, well. Oh, no, it's gone. Oh, well, you can't have a good time all the time. This is Garden Gay Time by Wankaholic.
Are you making this magic?
Next up, we have Joshua Kershaw, aka Jeesh. This is his track called That Night. It comes in at just under 2 minutes, but nonetheless, it is a gem. Now it's time for Roboponce with his track Dumbo Dangler.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And I am to understand the next half of this track is actually just the same as the first, so we'll be skipping that. Thank you, Roboponce. Now we cross to some more Joshua Kershaw, aka Geesh. This is his classic Arrow Through the Heart, a remix of Disney's classic Robin Hood film.
And because of your superior skill, you shall get what is coming to you.
I love that, Johnny. Look, why don't you stop mooning and moping around? Just marry the girl.
Marry her? You don't just walk up to a girl, hand her a bouquet and say, hey, remember me? We were kids together. Will you marry me? It just isn't done that way.
Patience. Remember, absence makes the heart grow fonder or forgetful. Because I love him, Your Highness.
Love him? And does this prisoner return your love?
Marion, my darling. I love you more than life itself.
Arrow Through the Heart by Joshua Kershaw, aka Geesh. According to his last FM, Geesh is the pseudonym for an experimental electronic artist born in south of the United Kingdom. I wish he'd fill in some more information there. He's definitely gathering quite the following on Last FM. You can tune in to Geesh at last.fm/music/Geesh, and at SoundCloud you can find him at soundcloud.com/Geesh. Nice and easy, that one. The next one we're going to play now is from Sky, better known as Homestar Runatron on YouTube. This is his track Beautiful Comedy, which is a remix of Whose Line Is It Anyway, apparently. Lovely. Beautiful Comedy by Homestar Runatron on YouTube. That was a remix of Whose Line Is It Anyway? I don't know. Whose is it? Thanks for coming, folks. I greatly appreciate your support as always. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to bugger off now, and I'm going to leave you with a track by Forbidden Disco. I play this probably too much, but I really do like it a lot. This is apparently some poofter called Pogo versus someone awesome called Phoenix. Dumbo Mania by Forbidden Disco. Thank you, folks. I'm signing out. Goodbye.